Hi drummers, my name is Garey Williams and welcome to my book, Drummer's Guide to Big Band. In this DVD segment, I want to talk about getting a big band drum sound. I'd like to start by talking about cymbals. I believe jazz music is primarily cymbal driven, where maybe backbeat rock, funk stuff is drum driven. So the sound of your cymbals is a very important component to driving the jazz band. What I have here is a 20-inch ride crash, a 22-inch ride that I also use as a crash, a 22-inch China cymbal, and then over here is a 17-inch crash and a pair of 14-inch hi-hats. So I want you to notice how I'm positioned. I'm sitting above the drums, not underneath the drums. The reason for that is so that I can just simply relax, lower my arms, and I position the ride cymbal where my arm naturally is. I'm not putting my arm out to it, I'm not pulling it in. I'm basically just starting with a nice straight back, lifting my arms up, positioning them in front of me, and that's how they are. As far as the playing areas of the cymbals go, there's lots of options. You can start at the edge, work yourself up to the bell. I like the sound that's about halfway between the center hole and the edge. You may notice that the cymbal is slightly angled as opposed to being more at a flat plane. The reason for this is that I can shape the sound by changing the angle of the stick attack. So if the stick is parallel, the sound is more spread, but if it's angled, it's more pointed. You probably notice there's no wing nuts and filts. This little dome is like a miniature ride cymbal in and of itself. I like to play right up here where the sound is very woody, and then I move down and you can hear I'm getting a much more metallic sound. Sometimes I'll play with the tip of the stick, other times with the neck, and all the way down to the thicker shoulder. You can play on this side as well. As far as striking the cymbal as an accent, I can either play across the side of the stick on the side of the cymbal, as in this fashion, or get a much lower gong-ish crash by playing across the edge. So generally speaking, you have a tip stroke, a side stroke, and an edge stroke. That goes for all of my cymbals. I'm aware of where I'm placing my stick, if it's on a tip, if it's on the side, or if it's on the edge. So these are ways I get different colorations out of the cymbals. I'd like now to talk about grip. I like to use a very relaxed grip, as you will be seeing as you witness some of the different play-along tracks and exercises in the DVD. This is like your embouchure, if you're a horn player. How you affect the sound is how you hold the stick. The sound is literally in your hand. Let me demonstrate. I'm going to use a firm grip and play some quarter notes and gradually loosen my grip, and you'll hear a change in the cymbal sound. It's a subtle change in color, but it's an important sound, I think. I like to sometimes play with a very firm grip to get a very percussive sound, and then most of the time I opt for a very relaxed grip. So basically just loosen up your hand and you'll get more of an open sound on the cymbal. Here they are, all positioned facing me, so when I'm looking around the drum set, every cymbal is orientated toward me. I don't feel like I have to reach too far to get to anything. The China cymbal is down here because I mainly play on top of it. I want my crash up above it. I have a small little boom stand to bring it in so I'm not reaching off to the right. Okay? So hopefully that'll give you some ideas about setup. Make sure your cymbal stands have quality felts underneath them. Sometimes there's nothing but plastic and it's not going to help the cymbal sound very good. And it's important to make sure that hardware, the stands, are not too heavy duty. Sometimes those large bass cymbal stands make it hard to bring the cymbals into the drum set because they start hitting the drums themselves. These stands are very old school, retro, flush bass stands made by DW, and the angle adjustment gives me all the angles I need so I can perfectly dial in the cymbals and get everything exactly where I need. So hopefully this has been helpful to you. Keep these things in mind when you position your cymbals. Thanks.